This is CBS.
On tonight's local report, Minneapolis police say their low pay scale makes them Burger King cops. Demonstrators gather to protest destruction plans for the Memorial Stadium site. We'll look at this year's bitter harvest through the eyes of one Minnesota farmer. And we'll meet a man who, on his 100th birthday, remains an optimist. I'm Dave Moore. The 6 p.m. report is next.
The most important job of Minnesota's Attorney General is to stop violent crime. But since Skip Humphrey became Attorney General, violent crime has mushroomed. Rape, up 55%. Murder, up 67%. Aggravated assault, up 72%. In fact, since 1986, when Humphrey began running for Senate, serious crime in Minnesota has increased faster than in California, Michigan, or New York. Is this the kind of effectiveness we want in a U.S. senator?
Don't let the cold take hold. Shop the Oktoberfest sale at Menards and save. Man-built fiberglass insulation is on sale now. And for a limited time, there's a $1 per roll mail-in rebate to save you even more. Choose R11 fiberglass, now just $4.44 per roll after rebate. Or insulate with R25 insulation, and your net cost is just $7.66 per roll. Insulate now and save at Menards.
The Oktoberfest sale will save you more at Menards.
More arrests today as police continue their drug sweep through the southwest suburbs.
WCCO Television presents Dave Moore, Colleen Needles, Mike Fairborn, and Mark Rosen. This is the 6 p.m. report.
Good evening, everyone. Colleen Needles is off tonight. Arrests continue in the southwestern metropolitan area this evening in what police describe as an unprecedented drug sweep. At least 50 people have been arrested thus far in Scott, Carvers, and part of Hennepin counties. And authorities say they expect to make about 100 more arrests before they have finished. All told, authorities say they've seized $35,000 in cash and drugs, including cocaine, marijuana, LSD, and crack. 7 of those arrested made their first court appearances today. Trish Van Pilsen has details.
These are some of the people arrested. One a teacher, one a construction worker. All of their arrests a warning to dealers.
In this region, in our communities, beware because we're coming after you.
The people they went after are considered street-level dealers, arrested after undercover officers and informants bought and sold drugs from them in homes or in bars like these. Bars police say are known for problems with drugs.
I don't believe it. I really don't. You know, if they think this is a hot spot, I think they're probably wasting a lot of time and money.
In an operation set up with the cooperation of this hotel, undercover officers $17,000 of marijuana from a room in the Canterbury Inn in one night alone. 9 or 10 Canterbury Downs employees were among those arrested in the sweep. We talked with one of the suspects this morning, a woman arrested last week who is now out on bail. She didn't want to be identified. She told us she doesn't use drugs and normally doesn't deal, but when a police informant asked her if she knew how to get a hold of some pot, she told him yes.
I did it twice because I needed the money and I wouldn't do it anymore for them. They're busting these people on lousy half grams of coke and a bag of weed. They aren't drug dealers. They're users, and all they want to do is just party.
Now look at the amounts of money involved, the quantity of drugs involved. That's not true. As far as we're concerned, there is no such person as a small dealer. You're either a dealer or you're not.
Investigators now hope to get at the alleged dealers' suppliers. That won't be easy now the operation has gone public.
His history. They may have a warrant out for him, but you know, who knows if they're gonna get him. He's gone. He's gone.
Still, authorities say they have begun chipping away at the local drug trade and clipping the wings of alleged dealers, no matter how small. With Bill Kemplin and Bob Manry, Trish Van Pilsen, WCCO Television News, the Twin Cities.
The arrests were made by a group called the Southwest Metro Task Force, members of 6 law enforcement agencies. The group gets federal funding to cooperate in drug investigations. Today, a state task force recommended tougher penalties for those who commit sex crimes. This task force was formed last summer after the series of rapes and murders of Twin Cities area women. Today's recommendations are preliminary. A final report is due out in December. Fire investigators today concluded that the blaze that killed 2 women this past Sunday in northeast Minneapolis was a case of arson. The 2 died in the upper floor of the 2-story home. There are no suspects in custody, and tests are underway now to determine what was used to start the fire. The union representing Minneapolis police say officers in the city are underpaid, and to illustrate the point, the union held a news conference today in front of a fast food restaurant. Police union officials say new officers in Minneapolis are not unlike fast food workers because their jobs are hard to fill, they're low paying, and they have a high turnover rate. The union says police wages are much better in St. Paul and some of the suburbs, and it plans to push for more money during its forthcoming negotiations with the city. Not police officers, but sport fans who participated in a protest today of sorts on the campus at the University of Minnesota. Mark Rosen's here with the details.
Well, Dave, unless something happens in the meantime, ground will be broken November 22nd for a new athletic complex on the site of the old Memorial Stadium. Today, about 100 people gathered at the stadium to protest that idea. While some of the protesters staged an impromptu football game on the field where the Golden Gophers once played, others said the stadium could be made ready for football again at a cost of $1.4 million.
It would cost hardly as much as it cost to fix up Ken Keller's palace, to fix this Memorial Stadium up for the people of Minnesota, and to preserve a tradition that's 64 years old on this campus, and I think should be brought back to this campus.
Organizers of the protest say they will go to court tomorrow in an effort to stop construction on the site. And they say there will be another protest tomorrow morning. Dave, I haven't heard these many people riled up since Murray Warmath punted on 3rd down. We'll have more a little bit later.
All right. The effects of last summer's drought are still felt around the state. We'll learn how one farmer is coping in just a moment.
So, yeah, it was one of those days where pretty much everything turned out wrong.
Honey, it's Mark. About the tickets.
Except for something I bought for myself. That I bought for myself. Just because. And buying that gold bracelet felt so right. The whole rest of the world disappeared.
When you really want to treat yourself, nothing makes you feel as good as gold. Scheherazade, in the Galleria, your fine jewelry source.
It's Snyder's $1 Million Sale. Redeem the coupons from your coupon book for over $140 in savings, plus 5 free gifts with a value of over $3. Choose from the large selection of Neutrogena products, all 25% off during our $1 Million Sale. Take home Brock's chocolate-covered candies in the bonus-size bag, specially priced at just $1.69. Save $1.90 on Oscal 500 calcium 60-count tablets, regular or with vitamin D added, only $5.99. The $1 Million Sale at Snyder's, the Old Corner Drugstore, for today.
Comfort. Carrier Barefoot Comfort. Now, new Carrier technology delivers the lowest operating costs of any gas furnace and more barefoot comfort than ever before. Save now during our Barefoot Comfort Sale. No payments or interest till spring. Limited time offers, so call soon.
Buy a Carrier Deluxe furnace or air conditioner with no interest or payments until April of '89. Call today for details.
We're not comfortable until you are.
Clean up with Coit. Call now and save 20% on drapery cleaning. Coit, world's most experienced drapery cleaners.
Minnesota farmers are finding that this summer's record drought has the positive side as well. Most are getting a good jump on this year's harvest, even though for many others the results are spotty at best. Nearly 2/3 of the corn crop is already harvested, along with 90% of the soybeans. Tonight, Mike Strand examines the '88 harvest through the eyes and thoughts of one farmer.
54-year-old Leroy Schwartz has farmed most of his life, nearly 30 years of it here in Belle Plaine, where he works 750 acres with his son, Terry.
We're yielding 150 plus bushel an acre here, but overall we should average somewhere between 110 and 120 bushel an acre, which is really a good yield.
For Schwartz, like most other farmers, fall harvest is the most exciting time of year, but this season Schwartz is one of the lucky few whose harvest isn't bitter. He lost only 1/3 of his corn and soybean crops to the summer drought.
I'm not a negative person. I didn't expect a failure, and I guess I'd have to say that I looked on the positive side and said it just can't happen.
Schwartz won't qualify for disaster relief, but says the combination of higher crop prices and lower expenses will mean a net profit. Leroy admits he lucked out.
I assume that some people will find this a good opportunity to pull the pin and go on to something else or give it up.
The drought not only impacted upon crop performance and yield, but because of the record-setting dry weather, this fall's harvest was moved up by more than a month across the state.
What we need now is more rain to recharge soil for next year. We need that pretty badly.
But even lucky farmers like Leroy Schwartz admit it'll be back to the drawing board if drought hits them with the same ferocity again in '89. With Bob Cowan, I'm Mike Strand, WCCO Television News, Scott County, Minnesota.
A footnote, state agricultural officials say most of Minnesota is in dire need of soil moisture just to return to normal. Farmers say they're hoping for heavy snows this winter to help ensure better conditions next spring. It was announced today that the St. Paul companies and Honeywell, both headquartered in the Twin Cities, have joined a nationwide effort to provide affordable low-income housing. The two firms are among 40 companies that have contributed a total of $51 million to the project, which is known as the National Equity Fund. In Minneapolis, $900,000 will be spent to provide lower rent for residents of Elliott Court in the Elliott Park neighborhood near downtown. Most of the residents were displaced by construction of the new convention center. Officials say the fund will also contribute money to other low-income buildings, which are yet to be built in the Twin Cities. Here is an experiment we recommend you do not try at home. Repeat, do not. Today, the Mendota Heights Fire Department deliberately set fire to a mobile home trailer. The purpose was to show how residential sprinkler systems can extinguish fires. The state has no law requiring sprinkler systems in new homes. Today's demonstration turned the inside of a home from an inferno to a puddle in about 25 seconds. Pull your chair up to the fire in your home and grab a blanket. Mike Fairborn will be here in just a moment for a preview of what he tells us will be the coldest day of the week.
Can you imagine a world without bread, older than your time, as fresh as tomorrow? Wheat, golden wheat, for every season of your life.
Bread is high in vitamins, low in fat and calories. Help yourself to bodybuilding nutrients.
Make wheat a part of your life.
Bring nutrition to your table.
Serve Master bread.
25 years of quality.
25 years of service.
A 25th anniversary sale at Plywood, Minnesota. We've come a long way in 25 years.
You betcha, Jer. Save up to 60% on Belmar window treatments at Plywood, Minnesota.
Save up to $87 on this vanity, medicine cabinet, and light bar from Birch. Save up to $30 on a White Acre tub and shower enclosure.
The 25th anniversary sale at Plywood, Minnesota. Your super home store.
Hey, who's that funny-looking kid? That's you in 1963. Fine-looking boy.
Picture yourself a wealthy socialite.
Your partner fleeced you, then bought a one-way ticket to Brazil.
Recently shafted on the misadventure of your life.
And stay out.
Searching for a mysterious family secret.
This is my inheritance?
It's Rough and Tumble Australia.
I'm stuck on Mars. I don't even have lip gloss.
Where the customs are nutty, the animals friendly, and love is in bloom. Donna Mills and John Schneider, Outback Bound tonight.
Traffic is a battle. We provide the air cover. For John Lundell and Dean Spratt on traffic, turn to WCCO Radio 830.
The foundation of any neighborhood can be destroyed by rock cocaine. Tonight, the I-Team takes you undercover to witness the deals, dealers, and violence of Life on Crack Avenue. Tonight,